Okay, I don't want to wait anymore, so here we are. No, I can. I'm fine. I'm fine. I can move. I can move. It's fine. We're fine. What?
Nothing.
You're standing here, so I figured you were checking things.
I am checking things.
See, now you're touching my mouse.
Yep. You're welcome.
You think you can just diddle that whenever you want?
Uh-huh.
Oh. Oh, I forgot the camera still tracks.
Yeah. Because we're using the upstairs one. Yeah.
Oh, this is the upstairs camera?
No. The upstairs OBS.
Right. I thought that was a function of the camera, not of OBS.
No. That's not a function of the camera, for sure. Definitely not.
Are we going to be using the other camera in the final iteration when it's not attached to a lamp?
Yes.
Cool. Hey, Tarpov. Hey, Eben. Sorry, Grid changed a bunch of things today, which will make everything better. So now it actually starts recording as I start streaming, so I won't forget to have VODs.
Yeah.
But he's also fucking with some stuff that we couldn't test until this moment, so. Hope everybody had a wonderful new year. I actually wasn't, well, I suppose I was moderately hungover. I didn't really feel hungover per se. I just felt dizzy all day yesterday.
Alright, well.
We good?
Clock's going, the tally's weird, but yeah, sure.
I mean, the clock is helpful, but not, like, integral.
Yeah. The tally light, I think, was only supposed to be on for recording and off for not recording, but it started on stream. Different settings. Anywho.
Got it. So we're gonna finish up Strange Antiquities, and if we end really early, I'll start Strange Horticulture.
Good chance the game sound is very loud compared to the voice.
Looks it.
Yeah, so it'll be that way.
Well, I mean, I know that, but how far? 15?
Keep going. Yeah, let's try there.
Okay. Let me know, guys. Oops. The curator learned that the Nalian casket is a dark article, a class reserved for the most cursed and the most dangerous of objects. He locked it away deep within the museum's archives, along with other such artifacts that are best kept from public eye. Oh, forgot. Goodbye, Zeno. I'm under the barn where the axe meets the tree. I suppose there's likely to be a barn at the farm, right? Royston Farm is as warm and welcoming as its owner, John. He greets me with a grin and a handshake, always eager to share a story or two about the land. I ask him to let me know if he ever finds anything unusual and leave him to his business. So not there, huh? Good morning. Yes, and to you too, Jupiter. I'm getting more concerned about my mother. Hearing about that poor lady who drowned frightened me. But she'll turn up. She always does. I've had another breakthrough. This time I'm certain it's a clue that leads to another hidden part of Strange Antiquities. from the individual, a stone for dark purposes from the celestial, a stone of the earth from the diurnal, a stone of death. What? Okay. Came down a little more? Like that?
Yep.
Okay. Not sure if dark purposes means the Vivinite or the onyx. Let's try an onyx. Maybe a jade. Oh, a stone for dark purposes. Okay. I don't know that I have any of this. This is malachite. Ah. Oh, was I supposed to use the... Oh well. This curious plant shop on the edge of town is a quiet haven away from the bustle of the center. Ordinarily, I'd be delighted to while away some time there, but I have important work to do. And yet, an hour later, I find myself leaving the shop with a potted palliance and a weight off my shoulders. I've been chatting with the proprietor about the similarities and differences between our two disciplines with a gently purring hellebore curled up on my lap. Aw. I don't know about a barn. The scent of damp hay lingers in the air as crows pick at the muddy ground between weathered stone barns. The farmer lifts his gaze briefly, offering little more than a nod before turning back to his work. I don't think I'll find anything useful here. Thank you for the mither. I've seen into the yawning deep. I have seen beauty beyond the comprehending mind. The price is steep, but I pay it gladly. My shadow anchor, broken, must replace. Protects against insanity in all of its forms. These items, like the mind itself, are not well understood. Nope, that's not it. The shadow anchor is something used in the practice of shadow casting, the art of projecting one's presence outside the body. Without an anchor, minds have been known to become lost. Shadow anchored designs can vary greatly, and some prefer pendants where others prefer to clutch a totem in their hand. Some make use of symbology where others use gemstones. They will always produce a field from the individual branch, however. Yeah, I don't feel like it at this point, but yes, I should. I'm afraid this letter was sorted incorrectly and has ended up doing a round trip to Kendall and back. Better late than never. Whoops. I've spent a long time looking for an object that is believed to have been lost somewhere in the catacombs. The adventurer and thaumaturge Marwyn left a trail to her hidden stash, or so the story goes. I followed it as far as the ossuary of the damned, a chilling, bone-filled alcove carved into a natural chamber in the upper levels, but it seems her markings have been worn away by time after that. I pass on the story to you and hope that you can succeed where I have failed. I guess we could start here. I'm able to follow Marwyn's trail for a while, but the carved markings are faded and worn by centuries of weathering. In a cave? By the time I reach the ossuary, I can no longer make them out at all. Fortunately, I've always wanted an excuse to use a Carrick's candle. Hey, Gremlin. Pretty good. These items produce an invisible light that peels back the years, allowing a glimpse into the past. The effect is often murky and blurred, but it works passably on stationary objects. They are marked by a depiction of a candle upon their surface. Whoop, no! Stalagmites retreat under the light of the candle as I hold it aloft and search the shifting rock walls for any signs of Marwyn's trail. Suddenly, I see it, an M etched into the rock as clear as if it had been carved yesterday. I follow the trail in an excited hurry, tripping and stumbling as the candle distorts the height of the floor until I come to its end at a small boulder. Rolling the rock to one side, I reach behind it and reclaim Marwyn's lost treasure. Oh, he can't talk. Okay. Tormund's Bane. These can be rolled along the tongue to cure Tormund's paralysis, or worn about the neck to protect against the curse. Like most items that ward against curses, they emit a diurnic field pattern. I don't know that I'd want to put any of these things in my mouth. You can roll that around in your mouth, right? I don't think I have this. To disappear your enemies? I think a strong clove of garlic will do it. Can't remember what I gave him already. I feel like I should have a field book. Oh, well, I guess I can check if I put in... I thought I gave him this. Yeah, I did. I think I gave him this one too. Interesting. don't know what they mean by autumn. I just feel like since we got the other one, we should have been able to get this one. Like, we got this. But there's no autumn on here. Yeah, it's time for 2 shawls, baby. Gibbert? Oh, it is a Gibbert. Hello, a Gibbert. Oh. That is true. Alright, listen, buddy. I don't know. Hey, lady! Oh, whoops. I gave this motherfucker everything I have, so I must not have it. Oops. Shit. Oh, darn. Right. I guess we do have a hint button. I wish I could physically impact my sanity like this. Okay, there we go. The vaults are blocked by a large iron door. It has no handle or keyhole, and it does not give in the slightest when I push against it. I realize that it has been thomically sealed, but that's not much help. It's not clear what I need to open it. The door slides open without a sound, as though it's been kept well oiled. Sorry, I'm just very interested in my tea. Though it's been kept well oiled over the years. Behind it, I find a large natural cavern that extends into the rock beneath the castle. Somewhat disappointingly, the walls are lined with racks of whiskey bottles instead of the rows of artifacts that I was picturing. When I show Edmund, he's delighted, and he spends some time examining the dusty shells. It's not long before he makes a find that I'm surprised I missed. I return to the shop with a spring in my step and a curious item that demands further study. Ah. The bishop's square is a simple tool of my great-great-grandfather's devising, loosely based on a briar's disc. By all accounts, he was an impressive man, but it would seem his mind began to fail him at the end. Perhaps he spent too long studying his Zia. He imagined invisible enemies coming to steal away his most prized possessions, so he began hiding them about the castle, noting their locations in a code that only he understood. The smells and sounds of cooking greet me as I enter the castle kitchens. I feel a little foolish as I try to avoid the cook's glares while following the clues left to me by a mad old man. What was I thinking? I'm not going to find anything here. And yet, on the exact spot where the map leads me, there is something. A floorboard that has been cut and replaced. With a little difficulty, I lift it up and feel around in the cavity below before my fingers grasp something hard. It can't be the Great Hall again. That would be crazy. I don't understand. Yeah, Mars was in winter, and it was under summer. This is spring. Or is that autumn? Do I have the seasons wrong? Oh, I have the seasons wrong, that's why. The symbols on the map lead me up the winding stair of the North Tower. The pendant has been carefully hidden, but knowing where to look means that it does not take me long, and I am soon on my way back to the shop with a new trinket to add to our growing collection. That looks like something you'd put on your tongue. Yay! I don't even know how I managed to get down from Weatherlam. Everything went dark after reading the inscription on the tall stone, but somehow I knew if I made it to Strange Antiquities, I would be okay. Through the darkness, I received a message from the Nameless Ones. They seek an item called the Nalian Casket. Nalian Casket? If we give it to them, they promise to free those it has infected. I don't think we have a choice. At least we can be certain of one thing. If they have the casket, they will not allow it to be opened. All they desire, all they value is power, and opening the casket would release all of its contained power. What? Jupiter's right here. Okay. Interesting. Well, I don't know about this one yet. Oh dear. The time has come to decide, Thaumaturge. The casket wants to be opened. The casket will be opened. Nothing can stop it now, and yet there is still a part of this mind that will not be quieted. Help me to calm this clamoring rage inside my head. This is your chance to elevate yourself above the scurrying ants that absently crawl through their meaningless lives. These resonant objects give off a faint odor that will be familiar to any thaumaturge. It's the scent of the storm, of ozone and power, the scent of magic. When these vapors are inhaled deeply, they can unlock deep wells of anger and channel them into powerful maelstrom. This is the power of the west wind. I think that's what we want to do, not the nether. Well, I don't know, actually. Purge unwanted memories. I don't want to unlock deep wells of anger. So maybe we'll give her the Mether. But the problem with storing powerful dark artifacts is that slowly, inevitably, the darkness seeps out. Was it Jupiter all along? I wish I could see through this. Inhaling deeply from the spirit vault to stave off the madness of the depths, I make my way carefully down crumbling passageways past decomposing or decaying crypts. Placed carelessly on top of the tomb is a collection of clay pots. Some lie in pieces, but most are whole. At first, the collection seems unremarkable, but one in particular stands out, and I take it back up to the surface to take a closer look. Well, we must be getting close to the end because I'm getting full here. Someone very dear to me has fallen ill. I would like a nephroquant. Do not be concerned, dear. I have used one before and I know what I'm doing. These were once worn by the necromancers of the Five Knolls who used them in their rituals of resurrection. Their power became bound to them such that if they were to remove them, even after death, the necrophant would crumble to dust. Today their power is much diminished, but they can be used to draw out infections. However, they will cause Braxis if held against bare skin for long periods. Please do pay us a visit. We have some items that we're confident will be of interest to you. 2 Market Avenue, Undermere. The man who dropped off his card introduces himself as the owner of Twinings, an unusual, sprawling series of grotto-like rooms filled with handcrafted carpentry, ironmongery, and pottery. He leads me past wooden chairs and strange iron contraptions to a room unlike the others. This one is filled with small trinkets, ornaments, and jars of various sizes, containing ominous-looking liquids and organic material. I know it might not look like much, but there are some items of value among the junk here, says the man. Take your time and let me know if you find anything interesting. 2 hours later, I have indeed unearthed something very interesting that I'm keen to take back to the shop for further investigation. Ooh, that looks bad. I'm leaving the Twinings with my haul when a man shouts at me from across the street. As I look around, annoyed, I notice to my horror that the man's eyes are as black as coal. He rushes towards me and I stumble backwards, fumbling with the strap of my satchel as I try to grab onto an item to stop him. Despite the name, these simple-looking items do not produce a Wixic field. They belong to the diurnal branch. They cause a freezing effect in the body, earning them the nickname Medusa Stones. Fortunately, this effect is not permanent. To my relief, the man goes rigid almost immediately and topples forward onto the cobblestones. I turn and run, wanting to put as much distance as possible between myself and that creature. When I finally come to my senses, I realize I should alert Dr. Robertson, but by the time I return to the Twinings, the man is nowhere to be seen. Something bad is about to happen. The ravens know it. Oops. My grandfather once taught me how to use a Cassander to see the paths ahead, but I saw what it did to him and vowed never to touch one again after he died. The gnawing worry of what is coming has become too much for me. The eyes of a Cassander focus the power of the mind, enabling those skilled enough to see the path, or paths, ahead. These items do not produce a mentic field, as one might expect, but rather the more mysterious selenic. Care should always be taken with any object of prophecy, as these are no different. Many have been seduced or driven mad by the paths shown to them and have been led to ruin. Gilbert. Oh, he's gone. There's always seems to be something going on in Undermere. The sooner I can get this sorted and be on my way, the better. My uncle gave me a ring, and I have nothing but bad fortune ever since. I'm starting to think it might be cursed. Is there a way to uncurse it? I've been researching ancient customs, particularly those relating to thaumaturgy, and I'm fascinated by the use of objects in ritual ceremonies. If you're able to get your hands on a gris, I would be very interested in studying it further. For the ritual of the broken path, a gris is heated slowly over flame. To have full effect, it must be held in an ungloved hand until the ritual is complete, no matter how hot it gets. The ritual should not be performed by those who have not studied the Wixic art. It's common to suffer burns, but when done correctly, it should not be painful. There's been a basilisk sighting in the hills across the river from Blackbarrow. I wouldn't say I'm a brave man, but I have a duty to protect my livestock and my village. Better me than a younger man with his life ahead of him. I've come to prepare my sword. A blade is drawn across the face of a folium 6 times during the ritual of the Hand of Prior. Dreyer, huntsmen, and those wanting to prove themselves perform this ritual before seeking out the basilisk, as a folium blade is the only known way to pierce its thick armor. They've escaped! Oops. At first, my patients grew agitated when I used the Gaudian siren, but then I had a breakthrough. Vivian Cartwright broke up. She seemed lucid, calm even. I made a stupid mistake and loosened her restraints. I don't know what happened, whether the siren stopped working or perhaps it had never worked and she tricked me. But almost immediately, she changed back and turned violent. Before I knew it, she had managed to free the others. We tried to stop them, but they fought their way out of the hospital. I have no idea where they've gone. Great. Good. That's good. Almost imperceptibly, the casket began to absorb the crepuscular power that had leached into the stone and the earth of its lightless tomb. The air is stifling in the darkness, and the claustrophobia of the tunnels almost overwhelms me, but I press on. I remind myself that there are few who venture down here, which means the chances of an interesting find are higher. It doesn't take long for my search to bear fruit. Peeling paint and hollow corridors hum with echoes of hushed voices. The stench of death clings to the stale air, turning my stomach. I have no desire to linger. Thought we were gonna help look for everybody, but I guess not. The Witherance was a terrible idea. I've only gone and made things worse. I wish Eli was back. Some years ago now, a friend brought an item to me, a black casket, and I learned that it was a dark article. I should have brought it to Eli right then and there, but I knew he would want to destroy it. But I'm a collector of things. It seemed too important to allow it to be destroyed, but I see how naive I was now. The casket is far more dangerous than anything I've come across before, and now I hear they are looking for it with their black eyes. Either I need to keep them out of the museum, or bring the casket here to Strange Antiquities and hide it in one of the secret places. Unima, also called a moon pool or heart of tranquility, harnesses the power of the elements to create an aura of unease. They can be used to keep people away from places they are not welcome. There's a superstition among thaumaturgists that says that Illumina should not be used when the moon is full. It's not known where the idea came from. I don't know if the moon is full. Alright, so what was the other one? Dread Vivant. A Dread Vivant is the only way to handle some of the more dangerous artifacts. It can siphon power away from oneself for a time. The power rising up off a Dread Vivant is subtle, but noticeably invigorating. These objects represent the balance of life and death, of good and evil, of hope and despair. Hmm. Shit. Well, I guess we'll find out. There's an uneasy quiet in town today. There aren't many people out and about. I'm heading straight home as soon as I'm done with my deliveries. I've recently come into possession of a number of texts on the subject of arcane artifacts. You're welcome to them if they are of any use to you. If I don't hear from you, then I'll donate them to the library across the street. Who are you? The library across the street. Okay. Several of the scrolls look promising, but they're written in the Dradic script and my understanding is too rudimentary to make use of them. If Verona was around, I'm sure she could translate them, but she isn't and I can't. The effect of the Babelia makes my head spin, and I close my eyes tight for a moment as my mind catches up. The pages swirl and blur in front of me, letters and words floating in and out of focus. After a time, I find that I can read them, though it takes some effort, and I feel drained as I reach the end. With all that's been happening in Undermere, I picked the worst week possible to lose my Bridgic charm. I hope you have one with you that I can replace it with. I'm sorry, I did not intend to be away for so long. I trust the shop has not been too much trouble to look after in my absence. I've learned a lot from my time in Oxford. There's a powerful dark article here in Undermere called the Nailin Casket. And now you're telling me that my foolish half-wit of a brother has had it in his museum this whole time? I know how to destroy it, but it's not going to be easy. Whatever happens, it must not be opened. We will need to create a Pillar of Calaris. From what I gather, such a feat has not been attempted in over 500 years. I just hope there's enough time to prepare. I'm afraid I can't stay, but I'll be back as soon as I can. A Pillar of Calaris is a powerful blast of energy that can consume the darkness. In my opinion, it's the safest way to destroy a powerful dark articles. It can only be produced at a place of significant thaumic convergence. Strength and weakness, light and darkness, align the opposing powers at opposing compass points. With Korkin's light, the strong will be made weak and the dark will be made light. I've had my energy drained by some disturbing evil power. For days now I've felt tired and frail, and then today I found something that horrified me. Beneath my bed I discovered a carved wooden effigy with a strange symbol painted on it. I don't know who has done this to me, but all I want for now is to lift this feeling of weakness. Oh my god, come back. Oops. Damn it! I had one of those. Oh, I guess I don't. Can enhance physical strength or restore strength that has been sapped, whether by exertion or by hex. They're made from stone or iron and usually take the form of a small totem. I would like a blood beck. The nameless ones are restless. I'm ready to hear their voices. Okay. It sounds great. It was once thought that these objects could be used to commune with the dead, but it is now widely believed that such a thing is not possible. It is not known where the strange voices that emanate from the blood beck originate, but there are some who believe they are the voice of the nameless gods. Okay, well that's not helpful. Thaddeus runs along the dark corridor, his eyes wide with terror. He clutches the largest remaining shard of the shattered lunima in his hand. He has only one thought in his head. He must not allow his pursuers to reach the casket. He will draw them to the armory. It's his only hope. His heart sinks as he rounds the corner. No! 3 more black-eyed assailants are coming from the other direction. He's trapped! His final thoughts are consumed by fear. There's nothing stopping them now. The casket will be opened. It's all his fault. It festered and pulsated until it could no longer be contained. Some part of it reached out from the darkness, creating eyes so that it might find itself, and hands so that it might open itself. The casket wanted to be opened. Well, I fucked that up. Just because I couldn't find the other thing. The Wordsworth Library is a quiet haven of books and knowledge, its shelves well-stocked and well-kept, a place where time slows with every turn of a page. The librarian, Simone, sits at the desk, her focus fixed on her work, as always. I found some old books that dig into the history of strange antiquities, she says, without looking up. It's very old, you know. I'll be sure to visit if I uncover anything useful. Maybe the convent? Or maybe the library. There we go. Entering the library, I'm drawn to a dark alcove round to the right bearing the title Esoterica and Arcana. I'm sure there's much to learn here, but sadly a cursory glance is all I have time for today. Piled up on a reading desk, I find books on ornithology alongside bestiaries of the old world. You can learn a lot about a person from the books they read. Okay. Beneath, huh? I wonder if that's what I was supposed to find here. Well, I found something in this room once. There we go. As I open the door, I'm hit by a musty smell of damp. This room hasn't been entered for some time. The corner of the room is piled high with scrolls of parchment and old books, but underneath the debris I find something of interest. Oh, I guess I just didn't really register that I knew what part of the library. The museum was ransacked last night. I went looking for my brother, but he's nowhere to be found. The good news is, yeah, I didn't believe that. I don't really have a reason for why. Whoops, the good news is they didn't find what they were looking for. I moved the casket myself and hid it here in one of strange Antiquities vaults. Safe for now, but we can't leave it there for long. I've more to prepare, but I've left instructions on how to access the vault in the desk drawer. the witch's finger go? Oh, I guess I hadn't found that one. Pain. A complex feeling comes over me. It's both horrifying and yet compelling. I feel like that should stay there. I don't think I should take that out, actually. I don't think I should have opened the vault, frankly. The lake has turned black. As omens go, I'd say that's probably quite a bad one. But the mail won't deliver itself. I found this note in an old writing desk up at Gleaston Castle. I expect it will mean more to you. Fear in autumn, rising in winter. Feels all too prescient as we hurtle toward the winter and a terrible, unknowable fate. searched the room at the foot of the western tower quite thoroughly before finding a stash of papers. To my dismay, they're largely the scrawlings of a madman, but in amongst the nonsense, there's some valuable information. I've discovered the missing piece of the puzzle. There's an ancient shrine to the nameless gods at the skull of Blencartha. It seems humanity tried worshipping them once, long ago, when we learned how little they care for us. We must take the casket there. Whatever happens, we must not allow it to be opened. Do you want me to do that? Crap. Might have finished this. I meet with Baron Potter at the entrance to the catacombs. Ready? You have the casket? This is a bad idea. I show him the small black chest and his hand moves up to rub the side of his eye absent-mindedly. Smaller than I remember. We begin our descent into the depths, down twisting tunnels and past silent tombs. It's hard going and we pass the time deep in thought, only speaking when we need to consult the map. Finally, we come to a large cavern. Illuminated by our flickering torches, this is the giant skull of some long-dead beast, huge and terrifying and ominous. The skull of Blencartha. It's too big to have found its way through the tight tunnels, so it's not clear how it got here, but we don't have time to ponder that now. It soon becomes apparent that our journey has only just begun. The skull marks the entrance to a new system of tunnels, ones that are not marked out on our map. We trudge onwards, deeper into the earth, trying not to think about the pressing weight of rock above our heads. Stop! He says so abruptly that I nearly drop the torch in panic. Then I see it, a terrifying chasm in the path ahead. By some trick of the shadows and with my mind elsewhere, I had come close to stepping out into nothing. This is going to be tricky. At first, I don't see how we can get past this obstacle. The gap is too big to jump, and attempting to traverse it would be too dangerous. Then I remember the items I have with me. Surely there's something I can make use of? I activate the levitation field around us and feel an unsettling sensation as my feet leave the ground. We float slowly across the chasm and my heart beats faster in my chest. It's tempting to race across to the other side and feel solid rock beneath our feet again, but a Daedalus link requires a delicate balancing act and must be used slowly and carefully. We reach the other side with a great relief and continue on our way down the narrow corridor. I'm the first one to spot the next obstacle. As we approach a bend in the tunnel, I see a flickering orange light sending shadows dancing across the wall. Peering around the corner, I'm confronted by a bright light that my eyes struggle to adjust to. A wall of intense flame fills the passage from floor to ceiling, an impossible, bright yellow-orange fire, swirling and billowing and roaring in a place where it should not be. I watch mesmerized for a moment, trying to work out where the fire's coming from before being forced to retreat from the heat. What is it? I explain our hopeless predicament, and as I do, I realize that perhaps it's not so hopeless after all. Perhaps there's a way through. Safely on the other side of the fire-filled tunnel, the passageway begins to widen, and soon it opens out into a vast cavern. Ancient stalagmites reach up toward a delicate stalactites that spear down from the ceiling far above. It's strangely warm, perhaps heated by the same unnatural fire that we've just come through. In the center sits a dark pool. Its black depths are featureless, the flickering torchlight offering no reflection upon its surface. Blencartha's basin. What do we do now? I'm stunned. I thought he knew what he was doing. We begin to explore our surroundings, both of us instinctively staying away from the edge of the imposing dark pool. We scour every corner of the cavern, looking for some clue as to how to proceed, but after a lengthy search, we find nothing. My companion is growing impatient. I guess we just throw it in? I'm not so sure about this plan, but before I can react, Barton has grabbed the casket and taken it up to the edge of the water. He pauses, contemplating, when suddenly a shuddering vibration rocks the cavern and knocks us both off our feet. The surface of the pool swirls and churns as three terrifying appendages burst out from its depths. They're long and black and spiny, and they stab and scrabble at the rock floor around the relic hunter. Arrgh! Barton is stabbed through the abdomen, and a second appendage pierces his chest, killing him instantly. It all happened so quickly. Before I know it, the spiny appendages have retreated below the surface of the pool once more, carrying Barton's body and the Nellian casket with them, and the black waters return to stillness. I shiver, despite the warmth of the cavern, and turn to run without looking back. And ending. It's been several weeks now, and I still wake sweating and screaming in the night. I cannot sleep without a moonstone guardian at my bedside, and even then it is a turbulent, disturbed sleep. Every night I relive the terror of these moments in the catacombs. Every night I try to rewrite what happened and save Barton. Every night I fail, and I watch him die again. I'm grateful that at least his sacrifice was not in vain. Those who were under the casket's spell, including my friend Verona, have been released. They remember nothing from their ordeal, but there seems to be no lingering ill effects, and Dr. Robertson says they have all made a full recovery. And yet, still something feels unresolved. I cannot shake the feeling that whatever took the casket was not the recipient we intended. I push these thoughts from my mind, but at night my resolve is weaker and the fear takes hold. I can only hope that time will help, but something tells me that these wounds will never fully heal. Okay, so I killed Barton, and... Oh, she's... Oh. Oh! Okay. Shit, I wanna... do it again. Interesting. Do I have to go through the whole thing again? My father's suffering from Morgan's insanity. His doctors have given up on him, but Dr. Robertson told me there might be a way to save him. She said it might be possible to stop the infection spreading by cutting the poisonous thoughts from his mind, but she says it was beyond her skill. there is. There's an old hermit living out past Wastwater who barely comes into town. He brings me lists now and then for odd things. This time he wants something that will pull water from thin air. No idea if he's mad or something, but I said I'd ask around. The ledge that a water's shadow can be used to pass through solid matter, but the art is long faded from memory. The items themselves are often uninteresting, producing only a faint thaumic field, perhaps as a result of going unused for so many years. Maybe not that. Manus. According to Whitlock, these are lighter than an evocant by half, not exactly the most useful insight. They're carried by desert nomads who use them to conjure precious water from the cool night air. My lungs are shot. My doctors have told me to settle my affairs, but I'm not ready to give up, not yet. I've heard a local story about the Witch of Undermere and her healing abilities. They say it's dangerous and painful, but sometimes it works. My farm is diseased, my crops won't hold, and even the animals are uneasy. My old man says the earth's angry. He says I should call upon Korkin for wisdom and blessings. Can you help? The land's all I've got. Korkenna. These are used to call on the guile and wisdom of the goddess Korkin. She's goddess of the earth, creation, and rebirth. It's maintained by some that these are not objects of power, but they exude an imposing aura that's hard to explain. Did I already... I'm a fucking moron. Oh no, I'm not a moron. Okay. Sure. I collect rare artifacts, especially those with, shall we say, questionable uses. A weaving edge has always fascinated me. I don't plan on using it, heavens no. Blood magic, old traditions. I simply must have it. A weaving edge is used to enter the Red Night, a bloodthirsty state of mind. Tradition dictates that the handle should be made from the wood of a great oak. I've read the tales of Calaris from cover to cover. I was surprised to learn some of the powers he could wield. Did you know that he could walk through walls? I've read that he used a water shadow, but that we've lost the knowledge of how they work over the years. I don't expect I'll get very far with it, but I'd like to study one all the same. Who knows, perhaps I'll succeed where others have failed. Fuck you. Jesus Christ. Well, this is not going well. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Goodness. Still don't know about this one. Why did I not check? Yeah, I figured, which I like. I appreciate that, but I feel like I also still just don't have everything. Well, not feel like. I definitely don't have everything. Can you give me a hint on the axe thing, if you remember? I didn't like that one. To the side of a house sits a dilapidated barn. The stench of manure is overpowering. There's no sign of an owner, so I search carefully, not sure exactly what I'm looking for. Suddenly, I spy a flash of blue. A bottle. This is it. What? It says faint thermic field. And something related to water. This is the only one with a faint thermic field. Okay. Sure. My boy is sick. His dreams are heavy and he's preoccupied with death. A darkness is growing in him. I need him to see the light. Despite appearances, these Noctic items have no connection to the League of the Amphibian Heart. They're objects of considerable power that can turn darkness to light, fear to joy. Oh, I know what that is. Visiting the convent will confirm this. Okay. The convent is an imposing building that appears to be designed for secrecy. The few windows that look out onto the street are small and for the most part covered in sturdy iron shutters. The sole entrance is a large iron gate bearing the sigil of the League of the Amphibian Heart, a twin-headed snake. The gate is locked. How fine. I've been studying old texts, references to hidden things beneath the surface of our world. They mention the use of a spirit eye to see beyond the black veil. Something I'd like to experience for myself. There are some who stay away from spirit eyes, believing them to be a window into a world that should not be seen, and others who deride their fear as nothing more than superstition. It's not clear exactly what they do show. Another layer beneath the visible world, perhaps. A layer that requires something more than the traditional senses to experience. They draw their power from the opposing symbols inscribed on them. I need your help. We found a cave out past the old mill. Inside, some sort of mirror was casting a strange beam of light. My brother walked into it. Now he's stuck. Pulled this way and that like some dancing marionette. I came here as fast as I could because I remembered you had a way to draw dark power away from the body. Could that work here? Sorry, as I'm rearranging things instead of helping you. Oh, right. Invigorating, huh? I don't know that I have anything that's invigorating. Because I tried this and it wasn't. What? Okay. Well, I could have saved the museum guy. My grandmother followed the old ways. She kept a Dradic altar in the cellar. She believed in asking for nature's blessing before a harvest. I found a note about the ritual. Meant to bring abundance, but it needs an argyle. It seems like the place to find one. A vessel of the earth. I work the riverbeds, searching for stones, amethyst, jade, maybe vivinite if I'm lucky. Hard to spot them in the muck. But I heard that about these remnants that let you feel the glimmer through the dirt. Worth a shot. Come on. Thank you. We've hit a bit of a snag and I've had to shut down the quarry. Our dynamite supplier has had a little accident. I'll spare you the details. I wonder, is there anything among your fine collection that could get us up and running again in the short term? I'm losing my money by the minute. Oops. My thesis is on the psychology of fear, but books can only take me so far. I need to feel it properly. I'm sure you have something. Just kidding. No! Oh my god. I deserve this. What's this? Really? Huh. I've been looking into Corvin, the Bloody Queen, for a book on historical figures that I'm writing. I'm finding it surprisingly difficult to verify much of her story. I was hoping to take a look at one of the bloodstone artifacts that were created in her name, if you have one, of course. I feel like it's either of these things. I'm not trying to hurt anyone, just shit their thinking a little. Sometimes all it takes is a suggestion in the right state of mind. Do you have anything suitable? Okay, fine. Really? Okay. Really? What? Am I crazy? No, I have it. Where the fuck is it? There it is. Jesus. Alright. You know what? I don't need the last two. I'm okay. I actually would really like to play this again by myself and try to get a different ending. But I'm definitely not going to do that on stream, nor am I going to do it tonight. But we will play Strange Horticulture, because I am excited about that. I really should be getting back to Silksong. Maybe I will, maybe I'll spend some time by myself on it tomorrow to, like, get us out of this rut we're in. Are you coming down because you need to touch this before I turn it off?
No.
Okay. Alright, friendos, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. I might just come on Sunday instead of Saturday. I think that would be easier for me. So I think I'll see you Sunday. Have a good night. Ah, everything's moved now. Oh god. Ah.